world was on the cusp of a revolution. Scientists had spent decades working towards this moment, and finally it was here, the moment humanity made contact with its future self. Dr. Rachel Kim, a renowned physicist, stood at the forefront of the experiment. She had designed the device that would facilitate communication between different eras, and now she was about to witness history being made. The machine hummed to life before her eyes, emitting a soft blue glow. A holographic display flickered on, displaying the face of an older version of herself, one who looked years wiser and more wearied than Rachel could have ever imagined. "Greetings," the older Rachel said, her voice low and contemplative. "I am you, or rather, I am a future iteration of you. I have traveled back in time to share knowledge with my younger self." Rachel was taken aback by the sudden apparition. She had spent years working towards this moment, but she had never anticipated the weight of responsibility that came with it. "What do you want to tell me?" Rachel asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "My dear future self," the older Rachel began, "I have seen the triumphs and tribulations that lie ahead. I have witnessed humanity's greatest achievements and its darkest moments. And I must warn you, the path ahead will not be an easy one." Rachel listened intently as the older version of herself shared tales of wars fought and won, of scientific breakthroughs achieved, and of the struggles faced by future generations. "But what about hope?" Rachel asked, her eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. "What do you see for humanity's future?" The older Rachel smiled wistfully. "Hope is not always easy to find, but it is there. It resides in the hearts of those who persevere, who adapt, and who evolve. Humanity will face challenges that seem insurmountable today, but with each new discovery and innovation, we will find ways to overcome them." As the conversation continued, Rachel began to realize that her future self was not just sharing knowledge, but also imparting wisdom. She saw the world through different eyes, eyes that had witnessed centuries of history unfold. The meeting lasted for hours, with Rachel's younger self bombarded by questions and insights from the older version. And as they spoke, a sense of understanding dawned on both women. They were not alone in their journey, but part of a larger tapestry that would weave together disparate threads to create a rich and complex narrative. The moment of contact came to an end all too soon, leaving Rachel with more questions than answers. But she knew that this was just the beginning. A new era had begun, one where humanity would have to navigate its own destiny, armed with the knowledge and wisdom passed down from its future self. As the holographic display flickered out, Rachel felt a sense of purpose wash over her. She knew that she had been given a rare gift, the chance to shape the course of history. And with this newfound understanding, she set off on a journey that would take her to the farthest reaches of human innovation and creativity. The world was about to change in ways both grand and subtle as humanity embarked on a journey of self-discovery and growth. And at the forefront of this revolution stood Rachel Kim, a woman who had just made contact with her future self and was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the news spread like wildfire around the globe, people began to wonder what other secrets their future selves might hold. Would they reveal hidden truths about the universe? Would they share ancient wisdom that would change humanity's understanding of itself? The possibilities were endless, and the world held its breath as it waited with bated breath for the next chapter in this extraordinary journey. But one thing was certain: humanity had taken a significant step forward, one that would forever alter the course of history. And Rachel Kim, or rather, her future self, stood at the threshold of a new era, ready to guide humanity towards an uncertain but exhilarating future. The implications of this moment were far-reaching and profound. As scientists and philosophers began to ponder the meaning behind this first contact, they realized that it was not just about communicating with a future version of humanity, but also about redefining what it meant to be human. As Rachel looked up at the stars, she knew that her journey had only just begun. She was no longer alone in the universe, and the possibilities seemed endless, full of wonder, awe, and uncharted territories waiting to be explored. And so, with a sense of purpose and belonging, Rachel Kim embarked on a new adventure, one that would take her to the farthest reaches of human imagination and beyond. As the world began to heal and recover from the shock of this extraordinary event, people could not help but wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the fabric of time. Would humanity's future self reveal more secrets about the universe? Would it share ancient wisdom that would change humanity's understanding of itself? The questions swirled around her like a vortex, drawing Rachel and humanity deeper into the heart of this new era. But one thing was certain: humanity had taken a significant step forward, a step towards a future where knowledge and wisdom were no longer limited to its present self. And with this realization came a sense of hope that seemed almost palpable. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Rachel found herself at the center of an unprecedented movement, one that was driven by curiosity, wonder, and a desire to understand the mysteries of time itself. And as she stood at the forefront of this revolution, surrounded by people from all walks of life who shared her sense of wonder and awe, Rachel knew that she had finally found what she had been searching for all along: purpose. The future was no longer just a distant dream, but a tangible reality, one that humanity could shape and mold to create a brighter, more wondrous world. And at the heart of this movement stood Rachel Kim, a woman who had made contact with her future self and had discovered a new sense of belonging in the universe. As the years went by, humanity continued to evolve and grow. It was a journey filled with triumphs and setbacks, with moments of wonder and awe. But through it all, Rachel remained at the forefront, a beacon of hope and guidance for those who sought to understand the mysteries of time itself. And as she looked out into the vast expanse of the universe, Rachel knew that her journey had only just begun. She was no longer alone in the cosmos, part of a larger tapestry that would weave together disparate threads to create a rich and complex narrative. The world was full of wonder and awe, and humanity was about to embark on an extraordinary journey, one that would take it to the farthest reaches of human imagination and beyond.